There we go. Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Hartley and I'm a business advisor, mentor trainer who specialises in all things digital media at the Business Centre. I'm based in the Upper Hunter where I've been for the last 12 years, and my introduction into the media industry was when I was working for Fairfax, managing the 4 newspapers up in the area. This is at a time where traditional media was making a change onto digital platforms and really sparked a passion for me. And I then went on to have my own digital media business and became Google certified. I'm also a true believer in the power of networking and connection and collaboration, and that really prompted me to co-found with one of my girlfriends the Upper Hunter Women in Business.
Hi everyone, my name is Lena Vesterhansen. I'm a business advisor, mentor and trainer at the Business Centre together with Lisa, as well as a program manager for the Start House program, which is the Business Centre's innovation program. My background is international marketing and business development. I've spent almost 20 years working for all types of businesses, from global tech companies to the world's largest salmon harvesting company. Then to startups and everything in between. Since arriving in Newcastle a bit more than 3 years ago, I've been working mostly for and with startups. Although an experienced generalist, my speciality is product to market fit. That means, I guess, fitting products to market demand, or preferably the other way around, solving a problem. I also do a lot of sales and marketing strategy and have an absolute keen interest in leadership and business process management. If you can detect a twang, it's because I am Norwegian. That's not Swedish, not Danish, not South African. So if you can remember me by the fjords and, aha, Helly Hansen and water, that'd be great. Now, so after we finished our little presentation, our aim is that for you guys to know a little bit about who the Business Centre is, what we do and how we help people in business.
Okay, so who are we at the Business Centre? So the Business Centre is a community invested organisation. We respond to the needs of entrepreneurs, businesses and governments for the last 34 years. We are a non-for-profit with the sole purpose of creating sustainability in jobs, businesses, urban and rural economies. We deliver experience-led advice, mentoring, education and connections to achieve customer and community goals. Our strength is our ability to listen and respond to our community while adapting to a continually changing business environment.
Our approach is based on 6 major principles. First of all, it's the business model canvas for establishing new or reviewing existing business models. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic canvas that works for all kinds of businesses, no matter the size, no matter the age. Then there's the ecosystem. We pride ourselves on providing meaningful connections to the ecosystem to help people collaborate, because we do believe that the journey is easier if we do it together. Innovation. We proactively adapt to the changing needs of our customers. Lisa will talk more about that later on. We also team up in business advisor teams. So we work together. We're currently a team of 9 business advisors with incredibly different skill sets who team up to make sure that our clients get the help they need when they need it. We also take a keen interest, passion. We look at the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and I don't know how many people are actually familiar and about them, familiar of them here and work towards them up here. Started in 2015, this is the UN's way of trying to get businesses or get everyone in the world to work together and believing that everyone needs to work together to solve the 17 biggest challenges that our planet is facing. So we, in our pursuit, try and help businesses find their direction within that and help them along. The last point is probably one of the most important points, and that's no bias. We never take any equity in our customers' ideas, and therefore our advice is always, always unbiased.
So how can the Business Centre help? So as Lena touched on, the Business Centre does provide business advice. We have one-on-one advisory using industry tools for defining, reviewing business models, value propositions, target markets and governments as such. We have an amazing team of experienced business advisors at the Business Centre. Our business advisors all have had experience in running their own business and expertise in their own sort of fields. So, for example, mine is in digital media. As a team, we're able to provide a holistic advisory to suit every business's needs. We also provide workshops on hot topics for businesses' needs with face-to-face, online and peer-led learning. We're able to create workshops to suit the needs of growing businesses and the business community. We also work on some pretty major projects, such as Explore Being My Own Boss for a budding entrepreneur, mentoring programs for our NEIS participants. We've got some multicultural programs. We've got creative industry programs and, of course, Lena's Baby, the Start House program for innovation. So if we just take a little bit more of a closer look on our one-on-one business advisory sessions, this is run through a program through the Business Connect, which is funded and supported by the New South Wales Government. Through Business Connect, we're able to provide one-on-one business advisory services to businesses needing advice or support through any particular challenge that they're facing with their business. In particular, at the moment, we, of course, are seeing a lot of businesses affected by COVID and disruption. We're able to assist businesses at all stages of business, from idea to start-up, scale-up, or even exit. As mentioned before, we utilise business toolkits such as Business Model Canvas, Value Proposition Canvas and Health Checks. At the moment, we're able to offer up to 60 hours of free support through our Business Connect program, so really enables it to be accessible for everybody at the moment. We also provide education and training. So we are a registered training organisation and able to provide accredited training such as Cert 3 and Cert 4 in new small business. We also have accredited training in demystifying your finances, which is a 4-day intensive course held over 2 weeks. It's been created as a direct response to business owners' request at a time of business disruption. This particular course empowers businesses and business owners to understand and plan for the next 12 months of business from the financial perspective. Our non-accredited training, we have courses such as Explore Being My Own Boss. We also do tailor-made workshops that can be created to suit the needs of growing businesses and the business community. Our online self-led courses, for example, we have a Start Your Own Business course, which is a condensed online course to get you prepared for starting your own business and to learn the practical steps around compliance, goal setting, planning, marketing, and financial viability. And again, we also have our business toolkits surrounding ideation, de-risk and scale, start your own business, and scale your business. And we're constantly creating new toolkits as we go.
So, looking at where we are today, we thought we'd talk a little bit about how do you actually survive disruption. So we've seen so many companies struggling, so many companies thriving, and other companies pivoting, finding new directions and going gangbusters, and other people are finding the courage to exit and go, enough is enough. I've had a go, I've had a good go, nice, now is the time to pull in the oars for now and restart whenever the environment is suitable to do so. So at the Business Centre, we've been supporting people in business surviving disruption for almost 35 years. You can say I'm going to call us experts, but we've got a bit of a collective experience, not that we've been there for 35 years. And I mean, the fact is, before COVID disruption, there was bushfire disruption, there was disruption as a consequence of drought or flood, the mining downturn, the GFC, whatever changes in policy we've seen. Every week of the year, there are small and large industry disruptions, often caused by new companies solving problems better, even just a little better. To illustrate the latter, how long is it since that you saw, for example, a Blockbuster around the corner, right? The rise of Netflix. How does that happen? It's all disruption, right? That's another story for another day. So let's agree on this. From a business perspective, the only thing that actually is constant is disruption or change. We can call it what we want. So for this purpose, to assist our clients going through disruption, small or large, our team has developed something called the Recovery Roadmap. I'll go through it very, very quickly. It all starts, of course, when you realise that you are about to face some major changes in your industry, in the environment, or whatever it is. We like to take this approach where first we need to identify the areas of the business in trauma, if any, or at risk of trauma. Then do a situation analysis to evaluate the overall health of the business. And then number 3, you will quickly come to a point where you're going to need to decide if you have enough grit, do you have enough motivation, do you have enough funds and cash flow to get to the other side, whenever that could be. Because that's not necessarily a given, right? If you can't see a light at the end of the tunnel, it is okay to draw a line in the sand and say, enough is enough. We have people who help, and we have experts in residence who help our clients through that process. And that process can actually be an okay process. It can be a positive process, and it can have good outcomes. It can also help people in business save face, basically, and be able to get going when the time is right again. So then it's a good idea to, does this environment need a new product? Are you still solving the same problem for your customers, or has the problem changed? What are they paying you for? Do you need to sharpen your product, or do you slightly need to angle it to better fit and better solve your customers' problems? Obviously, you can't know that, right? But you can't know that intuitively necessarily. You need to go out and speak to your clients. Then point number 6, we will help people review their business model. Is there anything that is not working anymore? We hang it up on the wall, put on posters, we go through it and see if does it need to be revised? Does it need to be refreshed? This is of course normal standard stuff we normally would want to work with businesses in any case, but in time of disruption, it's even more important to go and have a close look on the business model to see what works and what doesn't. We also encourage people to find out what they can measure. What can you measure? How can you measure your success? How can you measure that you're actually moving forward out of whatever pickle you've been in? We also establish a communication plan with partners, customers, the suppliers, the team. You need to talk to them regularly, and even more regularly during times of disruption. And probably even one thing is talking, another thing is actually listening. The amount of people we hear of actually getting fantastic solutions from their team, sitting down in brainstorms, or suppliers even helping out, customers helping out. If you tell people that you're struggling, and you're asking people for advice, I think you might be surprised at how many people are willing to help and what great help can come out of it. Then, of course, it's to keep working with your customers, refine your products towards and beyond product to market fit. This here is the canvas that we use. We love canvases at Business Centre. The power of having something visual that is not, you know how marketing plans, 15, 25, 50, 60 pages long. The power of seeing a business plan or a plan to recovery on a one-pager is ridiculous. And the relief that we see on people's faces is amazing. So, who's done these pivots well? I think we all have heard of the gin distilleries and breweries who are now producing antibacterial. What an amazing thing to do, right? And the clothing companies who are now surviving on actually producing cloth masks. All inspirational stories. This is a company called Stage Kings. They are the Australian Kings of custom-made stages for the event industry since 2015. Their biggest project to date was nothing small, actually. It was creating the stage for the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games opening ceremony, Well, March 2020, when the PM announced that all events would have to be cancelled, they were halfway through building a massive set for Formula One in Melbourne. They were halfway through constructing a huge structure for Channel 9's Ninja Warrior live film set, and they were having multiple discussions with so many different companies about the awesome stuff they're going to do for 2020. So in the space of 48 hours, their entire income and job list for the remainder of 2020 and beyond was gone. So what do? Them as a team pretty much decided there and then that they had to come up with something smart. So they got creative. They gathered their team, had a brainstorming with the sole aim of saving the business. They thought about what people would need at a time like this and realised that tens of thousands of Aussies would have to start working from home with almost immediate effect. So they decided to produce a super simple but beautiful work from home desk, Stage King style. Overnight, they came up with a design that has rapidly expanded into the now expansive and iconic ISO King home furniture range. They're flat pack, like IKEA, fast to assemble, slot together designs made of really beautiful birch plywood. How cool is that? Going a bit more local, you have our partners for live events, Fortronics. They were asked to put on all our live events, and I'm just thinking that you might have run into them as well. So I know they have quite a bit of work up here in the Hunter. They become our live webcast specialists. They've done now, I think, probably 15, 20 live webcasts. That's an art form in itself, right? They're also crazy busy doing funerals at the moment. I know that is not enjoyable work. That's not the work that they know that they set out to do. But far out, all pivots aren't glamorous, right? Sometimes you're just going to need to do what you need to do to get through to the next stage. And of course, there are startups that pivots too. I'm not actually going to go into sessions on how, but you can catch up on them. There'll be a case study on our website in not too long. I want to talk to, before we run out of time, are 10 tips on how to survive change. Change or disruption, insert, COVID, drought, bushfire, whatever you want. First of all, don't stick your head in the sand. In order to survive whatever change there is, the sooner we accept the new reality as a new reality, the better chances we have of survival. The amount of people we see who kind of did put their head in the sand, trying to wait out and see when this blows over, it's amazing. Keep informed. Find some great information, resources that you can rely on. Don't try and go through the jungle of all media outlets every day. That's you're set for overwhelm, right, and burnout. And also embrace the SWOT. Yes, it's a really old tool, but again, it's a one-pager, and get some perspective. Have a look at what are the opportunities, what are your biggest threats. Get that done. And be clear on your why and on your purpose. Businesses who've identified the bigger reason why they're doing what they do have shown to have a lot better chance of survival than companies who don't. So consider that. Number 5, which probably should be number 1, understand your financials. Do your forecasting. Don't take your eyes off your cash flow. Can you get through this? And if you don't think you can, seek help. And the sooner you seek help, the better it is. Establish best and worst case scenarios. And make sure that you have measures for both, because you just never know. And if things fall through, you want to be able to act on it quickly. Then there's the continuous dialogue that we've already touched on with your team, your partners, your suppliers, your customers. Make sure you keep them up to date. But I think more importantly, make sure you listen to them. Be honest, be transparent, but just listen back, listen to what they have to say. The amount of times we hear of teams, the employees helping the owners of the business getting through change with some amazing ideas, it's amazing. Then also, remember to review your support network. You know, I think a lot of businesses we met realised through COVID that their accountant wasn't up for the challenge. Their lawyers and the solicitors weren't as informed and up to date as they should have been. You know, your board, your mentors, your advisors, make sure they're up for the challenge and they know that what they're talking about. And I think you pretty quickly get a feeling of that. And if they're not up to date, you're allowed to go, okay, you know what, I need to find something new. I need to find someone else to talk to. Number 9, review your business model. Again, that should be done. That's something we encourage doing often, you know, and you'd be surprised to see how many beautiful surprises you get. But in time of disruption, do it more often. And then number 10, don't keep any sacred cows. Fortronics are probably doing a funeral today. You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable, but you know that is what they have to do to survive. And they're starting to pick up now. We're seeing weddings starting back up. They're going to get there, and they will get there because of the sacred cows they didn't keep. Now, if you feel like you need some help, if you simply just want a new perspective or a sounding board, either on the general basics or basis of business, of how the 9 key areas of businesses work together, or going through disruption, you should get in touch. And the best way to get in touch is calling our receptionist, Jessie. Lovely Jessie at reception. She'll help you find the first available business advisor who fit your needs. And in addition to that, you probably want to look us up on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa and Lena. Very interesting presentation. Thank you. Especially like the 10 tips at the end there. Fantastic. Does anyone have any questions for Lisa or Lena? No?
You'll give us a call, right?
How much are the desks?
You know what? They're cheap. They're actually really cheap. They've made them super affordable, and I wonder if it's free shipping. Like, it's crazy. Have a look, because I think the Burke Ply makes them really. They're actually not our client, so you know. Just that you know, they don't know.
Apart from that question, any others? Well, thank you very much, Lisa and Lena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
lovely.
from Tranquil Vale Wines.
Thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.